Alrighty, Reprise 10 Shinryu. We're finally getting around to some Reprise. I've been a little lazy with the DFFOO content lately, but we're getting around to it. And we do have 10 and 13 that I'll probably do tonight, because 15 is coming out tomorrow. So I'll probably do like a double upload sometime soon, probably within the next day or so. And I also have to do the Act 4 chapter whatever, blah blah blah, that's coming out too. So a little behind, I did pull for, I used a little bit of tickets on Vincent's banner just because I didn't already have Vincent. So I was like, oh, now's a perfectly good time to actually pick up Vincent, you know, while we still have some time, while we still have a little bit of tickets. I don't want to go too ham, just because Jill is coming out fairly soon. And I'm not like the big Jill fan or anything, but she is a new character, and you know, new characters I generally like to have at least up until their LD, just so, you know, I could have a new character kit and all that. Play around with it a little bit, see if I like it, maybe invest a little more. I'm quite low on resources because I have pulled a lot of characters. My pull plans, you know, kind of went awry this time around. Not exactly the most prepared, or as prepared as I would like to be, but it's perfectly fine. If Balthier would get broken, that would actually be ideal because we are going to go into Balthier's BT phase. And that's just so we can guarantee that these guys all die around the same time, because that's what we're looking for. We want these guys just to die. Yeah, Wolf Fires of War. I do believe this is AoE. And it's the reason why we also had the freeze on earlier too, just so when they did take turns, we won't be taking, you know, any serious damage. We did get debuff, but we're actually going to cleanse that right now. Here we're just going to... And what I'm going to do is I'm going to AA into skill 2, because this is also AoE. And they're just staying nice and even where we want them to be, you know. And I think here with Balthier, we're actually going to go into BT phase, and once we exit it, they should all die around roughly the same time. And this is just so I could avoid any nonsense when I do come out of the BT phase. So here we're just going to... I forget if they trigger this in the BT or not, so I'm just going to try and keep them as even as possible throughout the whole. Because I want them all below 40%. That's the main goal. And after that, it should be a fairly straightforward fight of just do a fuck ton of damage. And in particular, we're going to want Balthier's BT debuff for the second phase of the fight, because that's actually where it's going to be important. Because they get really aggressive during that second phase of the fight. They gave themselves some buffs, so that's perfectly fine. I'm actually going to avoid pressing skill 2 here. Actually, should I? I'll just do it. 41%, perfect. We don't want them all dropping below a certain percentage point, just because we want them all even. And if I did this right, they should all be below 40. Perfect, what we want to see. Yeah, they all trigger eliminate. Oh my god, if I come out of the BT phase, is he going to... Wait a second, did I mess this up? I might have messed this up. I forget if he actually triggers eliminate and like, and if that poses a problem. Okay, it doesn't, sweet. That's what we want to see. And basically, we do want either Balthier or Paine taking a turn here, just so we could apply, okay, Balthier's up, perfect, that's what we want to see. Because with Balthier's debuff, it actually doesn't come off when we attack these guys. So that's kind of interesting. So we're here, we're just going to snatch shot it up. And now basically we're just going to be trying to do damage. These guys should be unbreaking themselves. Yeah, they're doing 0 bravery. And that's due to Balthier's debuff, and it actually doesn't come off. Which is surprisingly pretty good. Now we're going to apply Paine's BT effect just so we can get some auras going. Get the damage going a little faster. And before we know it, this fight should be over once we hit force time. We don't have a force charger, so we do have to wait just a little bit. But it's not like we're in any serious danger of dying or anything. And even if they do end up with turns, we can just freeze them again, because I do have a cater call on. Like they're going to be poisoning us, but it's just a brave poison, so you know, nothing crazy or anything like that. Then Balthier, plenty of cleansing on his own. Like, Balthier's not going to be really worrying about this. So now basically it's just going to be a rush to if we can get to the boss in time. And from what it looks like, I think we're going to be able to, no problem. This fight was a really big hassle the first time around. There's just one too many mechanics for what I would like back when these guys did debut. I think it was during Dark Knight Cecil's BTFR run. And man, was that annoying. But luckily it's a lot more easier to manage now that we have some power creep going our way. Oh, well, I'll just do an LB real quick. Just to get the damage going. And these guys are constantly unbreaking themselves, so you know, we're not having to deal with them taking any turns or anything, because we just re-break them right after. Then with Paine's effect going on, we should be taking extra turns as well, so we're not really going to have to worry about these guys and their turns. We would like to see our FR gauge get to where we need it to, though, because Paine's FR is pretty good, fairly generic. Balthier can meet it naturally. Paine, you know, obviously she's handling it herself just fine. And we only got up to maximum of 5 with the buff slots, just because we didn't really buff ourselves all that much throughout the fight, but that's fine. I think it's like only Balthier that's like doing the heavy lifting on the buff side anyway. Because I don't believe Paine counts herself. She only does herself when she's doing the mute wing. And we're so close. I think after this we should actually be on pace to actually get to FR. See, if we didn't have Balthier's BT, them jumping on us constantly would be kind of annoying. But because for whatever reason their attack doesn't remove Balthier's Gorgon Shot, we're in fairly good position. Oh, that's right, we took an extra turn in Lamont. We're going to run out of our BT effects soon, but that's actually perfectly fine. Because we can just reapply that, and by the time he gets to the final head, we should have more than enough damage to actually just KO him. It's just a big old HP sponge for the most part. So here, yeah, let's just go ahead and FR. I was thinking about doing an AA real quick, but I don't think we're going to need it. I'll probably hold on to Balthier's FR Echoes as well. Just for the last bit of the FR time. Just so we could really take it to the final boss and just, you know, nuke him like crazy. We're about to run out. Let's not refresh it. Let's get the last of our damage. One more LB. And for the most part, with these two, handle the fight fairly well. I am down, you know, with probably my favorite damage dealer in Balthier, but it's fine. I'm sure the other fights won't be nearly as bad, right? Right? We'll be fine. Let's see, and we have our. We can go ahead and refresh it now, but I'm actually going to hold off. Although maybe now is a good time for it. Whatever, we already pressed. Too late now. And I probably will FR Echo here just so I could get the gauge up. 8 turns. And I think we should have enough damage to just DPS race the first head, or the last head. Because he's just a big old HP sponge. Because I do believe they also got rid of the mechanic where you need to be below a certain HP threshold, because I do believe that was a thing. And I remember bringing Arden for that. It was like Arden, Dark Knight Cecil, and who's the other? The Final Fantasy II guy? Not Edgar. No. There was like a Dark Enchanter that also gives himself he's like a pseudo tank. Wow, I'm so bad with names. That's it. Leon, that's who I brought. Yeah, there you go, that's his name. I was like having a brain fart there. I was like, who was that dark guy that I brought? Mr. Edgy Dark Man. And that turned out fairly well. And this fight's probably going to be very similar, where it's just we're just going to stomp it. It won't really pose that much of an issue. He'll actually just go ahead and wild throttle. This is mostly single target, but I think Balthier has enough damage in the tank to actually just kill them next turn. Oh, sorry, she took an additional turn because of Pumice Feather. Wow, we're running a little low on FR turns. A little concerning. But it shouldn't be the end of the world. 4 turns to kill this guy, and 2 of them are going to be charged up Balthier turns. I think we'll be fine. He's going to give himself a shield. But it's more like our shield. Give me that. Now we can finally start pressing skill 2. Took a little bit. I love doing great aim. Yeah, Gorgon Shot. 16 million. Let's see. And we're just going to go ahead and... I don't believe she's getting another turn, right? No. Right, because her BT effect is actually up. There you go. Now we're just gonna chuck a bunch of bullets at him. And now let's go ahead and go for our big single target attack again. Last turn. And so here we're just gonna go ahead and pop summon. Get some big damage in. 50%. With 1 turn left. This is why we save the echoes, because Balthier's echo is actually pretty damaging. It's actually fairly good. Oh god, those are the numbers I wanted to see. I wanted to see him melt a lot faster. Slight concern. Okay, 37. At 100% gauge. Are we gonna have to like struggle towards the end? We might have to struggle towards the end. 29%. 24%. Alright, and now let's great aim. Hope for the best. How much damage did we do? Oh god, he's alive by 6%. Well, time to just spam buttons and hope he dies. We do have a fair bit of time to actually do it, though. And with how much damage we're going to be doing per turn, it's probably... Oh, I think our EX buff is about to fall off, actually. That's the good thing about Balthier, you don't really have to worry about buff management or anything like that. No special mechanics. Yeah, snatch, that's what fell off. Yeah, we were able to do enough damage to it where we don't really have to worry about this guy. Actually, do I have a call? I have dive bomb. I'll just use this. Just some quick damage up for no reason. But there you go. It wasn't the cleanest at the very end. Like, we were short just a little bit to make it in time for the FR. But you know what? It got the job done, and that's all that really matters. Duo in the Reprise. I tried my best to avoid using boost characters, except that one Orin run because I wanted to run Orin. Wow, this guy did not want to die, huh? There you go. Paine and Balthier duo. For the most part, fairly safe fight. We were off just by a little bit for the damage, but you know what? It's fine. Maybe using the FR echoes earlier would have been a better idea. I don't know. There you go, boys. There's the run. Duo. Maybe even Rydia could have worked here as well. I'm not too sure. I didn't feel like doing the evasion one this time around. But there's Balthier. There's Paine. I'll get around to recording 13 after this. Take it easy.